So most of the time when artists come to stream, they don't do too well because it's hard to relate to a rapper.
Yeah, I think that's BS because like I think it should be easier, honestly, for rappers and celebrities to stream. Blackboy Maxwell explains why rappers suck at streaming.
What's poppin', y'all? PlaqueBoyMax has been MIA for quite a while, not musically because he dropped the song with Fred again and Skepta that they had cooked up on stream. Well, Fred again dropped it. But I wanted to talk about this clip that I've had saved for quite a while where he gets into this conversation with 2 Chainz, and I think it's 2 Chainz' son, where he explains to him why rappers flop at streams. Really, when you take a look at a lot of rappers that attempt to stream, they don't get many views. Well, I would say I will talk about the rapper after I play this clip that I do think is doing well. So let me roll the clip first.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Okay, I'm listening.
All right, I see how it's been going when the rappers or new people try to get in the streaming lane, right? How do you feel about that?
About like,
I just wake up, I do streaming now. I'm getting in your lane.
about rappers streaming?
Yeah.
I think streaming good. I think everyone should stream. Like, I just feel like streaming is like the way it is now. It's really just a broadcast of your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's anyone. People watch streamers based off kind of like how interesting they life is and how much they relate to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So most of the time when artists come to stream, they don't do too well because it's hard to relate to a rapper. You get what I'm saying? They're
How am I sell millions of records? That's hard to relate to.
Yeah, I think that's BS because like I think it should be easier, honestly, for rappers and celebrities to stream because one, we as the people normally don't get to see in the lives of rappers, celebrities, in general. Anyways, we only see them in a perfect picture on a red carpet or like, you know what I'm saying, on Instagram Live. So I actually think streaming would incentivize a lot of people to see rappers' lifestyles, like getting all the girls walk up to them, seeing their chains, seeing them go shopping, seeing them record unreleased songs. Streaming is honestly a giant, there has so much potential for the real world. Like if people could find a way to bring streaming to like these type of lifestyles in an effective way and not just sit there on their phones and read the chat, bro, this is I would watch that. Like, I would love to see like Lil Baby's like lifestyle, like Beyonce, a day in her life on stream. I would love to see something like that.
Imagine being an average person and you see someone come on, you feel me? They just mad fly, mad swaggy. They get hella money. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't live a regular life, so it's hard to like gravitate towards.
No, it's not, because that's literally what streamers are. Streamers are the new rappers. Streamers literally get rich. They get chains. They get money. They make music. They got mansions. They walk around just having people come up to them and they record and they literally live stream that all the time. What the frick? The streamers and rappers are like the same thing. I think Maxwell is just saying that because he don't want the streamers coming in and taking his spot. That's what it is. You're not slick, Maxwell. I see what you're doing.
It's hard to, okay.
But like someone like, for example,
look at Duke Dennis. Who can relate to Duke Dennis? Honestly, what human beings on this earth, like what giant pool of mainstream human beings can genuinely relate to the lifestyle that Duke Dennis lives? Not a lot. But we all still like watching him. It's easy to gravitate towards him because he has something we want, that lifestyle. We love to see somebody else live a lifestyle that we ourselves may have not been living. So I think he's just talking out his ass. I'm gonna be honest.
DDG been streaming recently. He's doing really well. You know who DDG is?
Yeah. He got a son named Halo.
Yeah, he
He
do.
First Halo.
Damn. Yeah. Shout out Halo. But he doing really well because he did content before and he understand you can relate to him. He not just coming on like just like a rap. You get what I'm saying? But I think it's good. People
who can relate to Extra Emily? Extra Emily literally acts like an airhead on stream. Who can relate? Sketch. Who can relate to Sketch? Nah, it's all projection. It's just like, how can people project on you? Duke, they project how they really want to live. Max, they project tapping into a musical side. They can project on 2 Chainz, again, a musical side, a rapper side. Wiz Khalifa, they project the weed smoking, chill, older side of themselves. Like, it all goes down to humans are projection and what is the best way people can project on you. Once you figure out how you can be a mirror for other people, oh my God, they'll look at Kai.
people should stream.
The perfect mirror.
I think it's just gonna grow the industry. You know what I'm saying?
It's enough room for everybody.
Of course, for sure.
Here it just shows you the disconnect with 2 Chainz and the audience. However, it also shows 2 Chainz' willingness to learn, and that's something that's a really good trait in him. I like 2 Chainz. I
He's
like
cool,
the music.
dude.
I like the
He's
persona.
been around. Titty Boy. He's been around for a long time.
2012, the real true. I don't know if I listened to the mixtape, but the first album I certainly
Titty Boy.
Found him through that. But with 2 Chainz and rappers as a whole, streaming is really just creating parasocial connections, because you are talking with someone and you're sitting with someone and it's unscripted, but you're sitting with many of that someone. So it's one to many from your end as the streamer. But for that person, they're only watching you. So it's like it's just you and them. And there is a chat, but the content that's being had and the level of interaction, most streamers were just normal people, or maybe abnormal. Maybe they were outcasts.
This nigga said abnormal.
Made the parasocial relationship stronger. Damn. And which rappers, it's more of an aspirational relationship than a parasocial relationship. So not many people can be stans of certain artists, but that's few and far between. I would argue that live streamers, have a higher ratio of stans than, or parasocial relationships. That's pretty much what a stan is. Someone that feels like they know you and they're friends with you. They would have a higher proportion of that, or ratio of that, than rappers or musicians. Now, I don't know about a Taylor Swift proportionally, because I think she's a little bit different, but for most other artists, and in particular rappers, streamers definitely have more stans. And the reason for that is because they feel like they're just like them, as opposed to rappers where it's like, oh, that's where I want to get to.
Right.
Or an NBA player, that's where I want to get to. That's like the destination. Whereas the streamer, he's just like me. And then eventually the streamer gets rich and popping, like in this case PlaqueBoyMax or Kai Cenat. But the people that were there,
dang, his forehead
some
big.
people leave because I wouldn't say they like to chase the feeling, but they enjoy the environment and watching somebody build it from the ground up. So they want to, some people, not abandon, but some people start to watch
the yaps are crazy.
What is it that you're offering? And this all just goes back to fundamentals. If you think about the audience, you as a rapper hit that great. And then
so he's kind of just yapping over this. Okay, I'm gonna yap instead. I don't think streaming you have to fit a blueprint, just like in content creation in general. You don't, it's not about quality. It's not even fully even about relatability. It's just all comes down to like, what value do you hold? Not all value is relatability. There's so much different value. Like I said, normally everything is projection. So in what way could people project onto you? I think is the biggest like takeaway. Like 2 Chainz, I think he'd be a good streamer if he just rocked out, lived his life. Wiz Khalifa, he'd be an amazing streamer. Chris Brown, amazing streamers. And it's like, I think the reason why certain people haven't been seeing success per se is because there's nothing to them. Just because you're famous and you have a bunch of money, that doesn't mean you have a good personality. There's a lot of supermodels who are very shallow. There's a bunch of rappers who are very boring. There's a lot of superstar athletes who are cheeseheads, airheads. So I think the rappers who haven't been showing, and just artists in general who trying to come to the stream and haven't been seeing a bunch of growth, or just like a bunch of people gravitating towards them, either have already been falling off in general. They haven't, they're not open enough to the idea of streaming to fully give themselves to the art, because it is an art, a craft. And whenever you want to be extremely successful and do something long term and see growth, you need to give yourself to it, the experience. You can't be caught up, oh, I'm too cool for this, or oh, I'm too pretty, or like I'm too hood, I'm too smart, I'm too whatever for it. Like, no, you gotta almost enter a childlike state like 2 Chainz is, and be willing to ask questions, be willing to make mistakes, be willing to not always look cool while doing it. And I think that's really what the biggest thing is just that, because any artist who's came on a stream, the chat has liked. I saw they even like Kevin Gates, and Kevin Gates was being weird, but they liked him. They liked Wiz, they liked Chris, they liked Uzi, they liked Denzel Curry, they liked Kodak, like they liked everybody. They were able to clip up everybody and get some good clips and memes for them as well. So rappers understand clip farming unconsciously as well. So it's like, I think it's just more of giving yourself to the experience. And 2 Chainz, if he started, I think he'd be good, because he's asking and he wants to learn. And that's really all it is with anything else in life. But yeah, I appreciate y'all for watching. I appreciate y'all so much. Check out all my me on all platforms is Alex Virgo. This is my second channel, but I actually have a main channel called Alex Virgo. With that though, I'll see you on the next one. Love.